Hey, what is up everyone? In this video, I will finally be unlocking the Shenhe constellations that I was able to pull. If you're new here, I was trying to get some Yeonjun constellations, but I ended up pulling a C2 Shenhe instead, which I'm not mad about at all. Actually, Shenhe C2 is quite good on paper, and I'm happy I got it. Still confused as to how my Yeonjun is only at C3, but that's a different discussion. I swear, sometimes getting 4-star constellations are harder since there's no guaranteed step. Anyways, long story short, there is a general consensus that you need a C2 Shenhe in order for her to be really good. And playing with her for a while at C0, at this moment, I don't see that statement being true in my experience at all. However, I also must factor in that I am using her signature weapon, the Calamity Queller. Anyhow, if you're someone who is considering getting a Shenhe constellation and or are someone who still is deciding whether or not Shenhe at C0 is worth it for you, then keep watching to find out. Alright, so I have a few conditions that I will be setting up. I will be using Shenhe as a cryo buffer in an Ayaka freeze team, and I will also use her like in a burst spam type of team, which she excels in really well. I'm running her with the 2-piece gladiators, 2-piece Shimenawas with full attack percentage, and then the Calamity Queller as her weapon. On a side note, I will also try out a few random teams and see what the damage potential is looking like, but overall, these are the main 2 teams that I will be testing out. I'll be conducting these tests in the Spiral Abyss, and yeah, let's just hop right into it. Okay, so right now, I'm just gonna kind of play how I usually do for the first time right now. Her burst without the Icy Quill buffs are usually around 9 to 10k for me, so this is with the Icy Quills. I can take down about 18, almost 19k just with Shenhe's Icy Quill buffs. That already gives Ayaka a lot of damage. But on top of that right now, I'm actually just kind of... Let me see, I'm gonna test out her charge attack damage because that's one of the things that will get boosted as soon as I unlock some of the constellations. But yeah, I want to test out right now. Okay, I was able to take down almost 26k. That's without using Shenhe's burst, which that can actually shred cryo resistance. So with Shenhe's burst, she'll probably deal more damage, which I'm gonna go... Okay, yeah, I'm gonna restart this and then let's try to do that. I'm gonna try to focus mostly just on the charge attacks right now. Okay, so that was... I saw like 28k pop up, if I'm not wrong. Okay, I'm also gonna hold E because that increases charge attack damage much more, so let's try this. Oh, okay, I was actually able to get 30k like this. On average, I tend to get like 27k. However, right now I was able to get 30k, so I think it depends. I also got new artifacts for my Ayaka, so I probably increased a little bit of her damage. Anyhow, so that conducted the Ayaka freeze team. So without any other constellations, at C0, my Shenhe was able to make my Ayaka charge attack become 30k, and then her burst was around 19k. That's the consensus right now. I'm gonna swap over to the Chongyun team, which we will be testing out. So my Chongyun is running the Grave Wolfstone, so he probably deals a little bit more damage than on an average player's would. Okay, so... Okay, I saw... yeah, I saw like 25k pop up. Let's try that again. So this is usually how I played this team. I swap around pretty quickly. So let's try this again. Because also her C1, it unlocks her, so you can use her E 2 times. So in a quick swap team, that might be beneficial so you can have 100% uptime. And an optimized rotation, I don't think that's really necessary, but yeah, this is the showcase of a C0 Shenhe with Chongyun, and I actually really like it. So yeah, that conducted my C0 test. I unlocked her C1. She's able to use her E 2 times in a row now. My hypothesis is that it will work better with a charge attack type of team. I'm not sure as of now. I'm gonna have to test it out, of course. So, I'm not sure what's the best way to go about this with her C1. So first I'm gonna try it with like a burst type of setup. Oh wait! Her E was already back. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if it's that beneficial for like burst spamming or for the burst usage or just the tap E usage. I definitely think the C1 is better for charge attacks. we do charge attack, then back to Shenhe. Now my question is, will it be back by the... I think it should be back now. Okay. Yeah, okay. I definitely like her C1 better for charge attack. You can utilize charge attacks much more this way. I'm gonna retest the charge attack type of team and just focus mainly on charge attacks just to be sure. So I think that would be a much more optimal way of using her C1. I think the C1 is a more huge upgrade for charge attack type of playstyle. For the burst spamming, not so much, because you can already get her E to be back by the time you're done rotating your characters. But for charge attack, it is very beneficial to use her C1. So I like the C1 for that. That's my stance as of right now. I'm gonna switch over to a different team and see how it plays out like that. So I'm going to use Xingqiu this time and Diona as well, just to get some more energy particles so it's more smooth to use her burst. So let's see how it works with this. Yeah, see, her E is already back, both charges. So I'm not sure just how beneficial it is for a team like this. Yeah, I don't think it's that necessary, because you have to go back to Shenhe too much, and it's not needed to maximize your rotations. Let me try this again. Yeah, it's not really necessary. I mean, it can help out, and maybe I should go back to Shenhe more often, or I guess that's the theory behind it. Go back to Shenhe more often to refresh the ice equals much more often, but it's not really needed for this team right here. For the Ayaka team, to use charge attacks, much better. I like it a lot for that. So, yeah, that's my stance on her C1. Really good for charge attack teams, not so much for burst spam. As I mentioned earlier, I like her C1 a lot for the Ayaka team to spam her charge attacks a lot more than versus the Chongyun team. That's like a burst spam type of team. Her C1 is good. I don't think it's necessary right now unless you're trying to maximize your Ayaka. So I really like it. Is it necessary though? I don't think so. I'm gonna go ahead and unlock her C2 right now. And then let's see what that does. And I'm actually very excited for this. This constellation looks to be a lot better. So it can increase your crit damage by 15%. But also, your burst will last 6 seconds more. Right now, her burst lasts 12 seconds. But with this, it will last 18 seconds, which means you only have 2 seconds of downtime. Which is really nice because, you know, her burst shreds cryo and physical resistance. And you have more uptime with that, along with 15% extra cryo crit damage. Yeah, I'm excited. I think this will be a nice boost to overall damage for your team. But let's just see just how much better this will be. So first I'm going to test out the burst, because last time we took down about 19k every tick. So I want to check how much we take down now. Okay, let's check. It was about 18, 19k last time. Whoa. I thought, did I see a little bit of 30k? But then the quills ran out. Okay, I think on average it was closer to 20k, so a little bit of extra damage. Okay, let's try to get a good charge attack in there. Let me try to set that up. Ooh. 33, almost 34k. Oh. So the highest we were able to take down last time was 30k. Right now I was able to take down 34k. Huh. So I mean that gave us about a almost 20k extra damage with that 15% extra crit damage. I mean that's really nice. Okay, also almost 33k. So what I actually did here, I swapped out her crit damage circle to an attack one just to see if it's better, but no, I think crit damage is still better. What I'm gonna do is, instead of bringing Kokomi, I'm gonna bring Bennett because I want to see just how much charge attack damage we can get. Before I unlocked C2, with Bennett, I was taking down 33k-ish. I remember that. So right now, I wonder if that damage will be higher. Oh! Oh! 40k? Per attack? Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Wow, almost 42k. Wow! So before I unlocked C2, I remember when I was testing her out with Bennett already. My Ayaka was able to take like 35k, so without the Bennett buff at C2, my Ayaka was dealing nearly the same amount. C0 Shenhe with Bennett is equivalent to C2 Shenhe without Bennett. Now with Bennett though, my Ayaka can take down 40k per hit on her charge attacks. Now, I feel like this could be a lot higher if my Shenhe was level 90 and my Bennett was level 80. So with more high investment, I think Ayaka could probably do near 50k per hit. That is a huge upgrade. It almost does double your damage, but I'm not sure if that's solely because of Shenhe's C2. Because even without Shenhe C2, you can deal more damage, but this way it can be more consistent. That's my consensus right now. I'm gonna try to fight a few other enemies and then fully wrap up my thoughts. Okay, 33k again, no Bennett. Oh wow, that 40k, that's like almost 130k damage right there. Dude, that's so nice. All right, I'm So I've gathered my thoughts, and the general consensus for me is that no, C2 Shenhe is not needed. C0 is plenty enough for most people, and she is an established buffer by now, I think. I think most of us can agree that she is very well suited for cryo teams, and if you mainly use cryo characters, then Shenhe might be worth it for you. Question is C2 Shenhe worth it for you? Honestly, no. While it can almost double the damage output that I'm able to do right now, it almost doubles it. Not quite, but it almost does. I don't think it's necessarily worth it. I think it will just add on over time in a larger mob. Yes, you could clear things faster, but overall, I don't think it's worth it. I'd much rather go for other characters in the future than to get a Shenhe constellation. At C0, she's plenty enough. C1 makes charge attack users more viable. So using Ayaka charge attack spamming with C1 Shenhe becomes much more viable than versus C0. At C0, using charge attacks buff isn't that good because you tend to run out very quickly and then you end up not being able to have any icy pulls for a little bit of time. At C1, that changes. C1, you can probably have almost 100% uptime of icy quills with charge attacks on Ayaka. Now C2. C2, the extra 15% cryo crit damage is nice. It's not OP by any means. I think you could probably get nearly same results with Bennett or other buffers. However, it does increase your damage by quite some amount, and it does build up over mobs. Like, I'm clearing things a little bit quicker this way. While C2 is great, I don't think it's necessarily worth it unless you get very lucky or stuff. Other than that, I don't see it being worth it per se. I'd rather much go for future characters. However, C2 does change Shenhe completely. It does. It makes her more smooth, and it does give her extra damage boost to your team. It makes Shenhe's rotations more smooth and less of a hassle because you'll know her E will be back on time, and also she will give you additional cryo damage, which is nice. But is it worth it? Not so much. I mean, if you think the boost that I was able to get is worth it for you, then sure, of course, go ahead. However, just from my personal testing right now, I don't think it's necessarily worth it. So I'm gonna leave it off like that. Let's discuss it down below in the comment sections. Do you guys think C2 Shenhe is necessary? For me right now, I personally don't think so. However, it changes her completely. So that is fun. I think I need to test her out a little bit more and see what's the best scenario I could do. Right now, this is what I came up with. Her C1 is so finicky for me. I can't utilize it properly. I think I need to get used to it. I was so used to using Shenhe at C0 that C1 feels like her E is back too quick. I know that's silly, but that's just how I feel right now, except for the charge attack team. For charge attack, works amazing. So those are all my thoughts, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit a thumbs up, comment down below, and also hit that subscribe button to my channel. I'd really appreciate that, and I will see you all in the next video. oXevo is out.